I'm getting the van ready for a road trip for tomorrow. We're heading on an 1,800-mile trip for 7 days, my daughter and I. And we're going to be starting by heading east into the Sierra foothills, and we're going to visit a ghost town at Bodie, California. Then we're going to head south along the ridge of the Sierra Mountains, and we're going to hit Mount Whitney, which is the highest point in the continental United States. And then just an hour later, we're going to go into the Mojave Desert, and we're going to hit Badwater, which is the lowest point in the continental United States, before heading on east to Las Vegas. My daughter's never seen Las Vegas, so I want to show that to her. Then we're going to travel on over to Hoover Dam, and finally to the Grand Canyon, where we're going to spend a couple of days. Following that, we're going to travel all the way back across Nevada and then California to head to the coast of California, where I'm going to show her Hearst Castle on the beautiful Highway 1 overlooking the Pacific Ocean. Then we're going to take Highway 1 up, and we're going to stay at Santa Cruz, and we're going to finish off our vacation and our road trip by going to the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. I've talked about before how I like to travel, and today I'm going to show you. I usually travel really light, and the van is always prepped, ready to go. So I've always got pretty much a full tank of water, and I've always pretty much got a full tank of liquid propane. I've also always carry around with me all of my dishes and all of my pots and pans and my galley stuff. That never leaves the van. So really, all that we have to do to take off tomorrow morning is put our luggage in and maybe buy a few little snacks and supplies for the road, but that's about it. We're ready to go. Let's head inside the van and I'll show you how I've got it packed. Okay, so the first thing is, this is where I keep all of my kitchen stuff here. So this never changes. So I've got all of my cutlery here, and then pots and pans. And this is all of my dishes. I use the Corel because this stuff's great. It has a dish-like feeling, but you can drop this stuff and it won't break at all. So it's perfect for your RV. And over here on the other side, again, this is stuff that I always carry with me, so I don't have to pack it. But I've got at the top, I've got just my cooking oil, salt and pepper, and then napkins. And then down below, the all-important there in the back, Nespresso coffee machine. The red thing is my water pot boiler, and then I carry bottled water, so that's a little bit of extra bottled water that I have there, because we are going to be going through the desert. I'll also be putting back in here the Instant Pot. I just bought one and we're going to use it, and I'll show you that later. But basically the Instant Pot fits perfectly here inside the sink. So some days we're going to be traveling 7 or 8 hours on the road. We'll have the Instant Pot on and making our dinner, so that by the time we get to our campsite, we'll have a nice pot roast. Up inside, this is my cupboard here for my pantry, and so I've stocked it here for our travels. Normally the teas and coffees are in there, but I put a few other snacks and things like that. In this cabinet, this is the overflow because we are going to be camping a lot, so I've got some other food items and things like that here, and then all the rest of this is open. That's just my jacket sitting back there. This back here is where our bedding stuff's going to go. So we're going to have these 2 blankets, this one and then the one that's down here. And we have a couple towels there, and then our pillows will go up in here. And that's really all that's going to go in this upper cabinet. This is a cool thing. This is a picnic blanket. The back side of it is coated so that water won't go through. So we always carry that around. And then over here is our entertainment, so that's all of my daughter's stuff, Scrabble games and things like that. And then our movie collection. So you can see there, we're big fans of Miyazaki, so we're probably going to watch some movies when we get to our campsite. That's the Blu-ray player. And then over here, the refrigerator. Now you guys know I travel with bottled water, so we're ready to go here. These are the special kind of medium height bottles, so they're not the tall ones, and they fit perfectly in the door here. And then there's our milk for our cereals as well as for my coffee in the morning. I get these things. These are great. They don't need refrigeration as long as they're not opened. Like the refrigerator is not on right now. So these don't need to be refrigerated. So it's perfect for an RV. So I keep those in there. This is for cooking, the water for cooking. And then what we'll do is as we go from site to site, we'll just go out, take the van, and for that evening, we'll just go to the grocery store, the local grocery store, and we'll pick up whatever we're going to make and we'll put it in the refrigerator. That's how I like to do it. So what I'm going to do is show you guys on this trip. So you get an idea. We're going to be traveling for 7 days. And you can see tanks there. I've filled it up with water. Now this is another thing. I'm always traveling. I always make sure that the water tank is never below 50%. So I can always just get in the van and go. So we have water full. I just emptied the tank. So you can see that the black and gray are at 0. And the liquid propane's at 89%. So let's remember that because the refrigerator is going to be running off propane sometimes. A lot of the time while we're on the road, it's running off, being charged from DC off the chassis battery. And then we're camping a lot where we have 30 amp plug-ins. And so we're going to be using AC there. So I'm curious to see after a week what our liquid propane level goes down to. And I think many of you will be curious as well, because some of you have a concern about using liquid propane for your refrigerator, but I'm going to show you it doesn't take a lot. So that's it. I mean, I don't travel carrying a lot. In the very back behind the bench down below, let's go take a look at that now. Okay, so this is in the back. You can see the red thing is my Coleman grill. And then this little space under here is just where my daughter's suitcase is going to go. The green grocery bag is our freshwater hose because we will want to carry that. I normally don't carry that with me because I don't need it, but since we're going to go camping and we are going to need to fill up the freshwater tank, I'm carrying that hose with me. The electrical cable is actually stored inside underneath that ottoman. So if you pull the bottom cushion up in that ottoman, there's a little space there where you can put, that's where the inverter is, and I coil up the electric cord and put it in there, and it's a great little storage place for it. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I don't travel very heavy. I don't like to, but it does allow me to pretty much take off and leave whenever we want. So that's about it. We take off tomorrow early and we start heading east. You can follow along on our adventure by going to the community tab for the channel. That's where I'm going to be posting every other day or so. I'll be posting and updating where we're at and what we're doing there. It's not going to be high quality edited videos. That's not the purpose. It's just to kind of give you guys an update. When I get back, however, next Tuesday's release will be a summary of our trip instead of an RV review. That'll happen next Tuesday. So I'm looking forward to it. I know my daughter is super excited, and I hope you join me as we head along out on our great big summer adventure. Take care.